Hey there, YouTube.
It's in this Yukitsu.
Times. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, yeah, unfortunately, I was playing the game earlier. We got to the point where I got to the boss, and I actually beat it, but then I found out I wasn't recording. Now, for those of you who think that maybe I'm just covering for the fact that the boss kicked my ass, you'll see when I get there. The first boss in this game is actually really easy. It's the second boss that actually will kick my ass. But, yeah, so we have a bit of a roster shuffle here. We had to restart over since this game has autosave and doesn't have backup saves and doesn't let you have save files because it's one of those sorts of things. So we've got what we've got, but in any event, what we're going to try and do is get back to the point where we were, which is where we got access to the first level boss. We're going to bring our good team here because we want to level them up to 2. I'm considering switching out this guy for someone else, but I don't really know who I would switch him out for. And I might actually want to learn a different ability for this guy. Honestly, his moves are actually, no, this isn't even our primary. This is our primary one. So, yeah, his moves I think are good, but I think they could also be a bit better. Her moves, I guess. I keep forgetting this is a girl. But anyway, like, Incision is not great, but it does give this person a good variety of places to stand. Noxious Blast, of course, is a really good ability. They've buffed it as far as I can tell. And there's Plague Grenade, which I don't really like. I might switch that out before we continue going. But, yeah, I might get Battlefield Medic instead of Emboldening Vapors, and I might replace Incision with Blinding Gas. Let's give that a shot, I think. It'll make them super bad if they're up front, but frankly, we don't want them to be up front anyway. So that is perfectly fine by me. Battlefield Medicine as well got a little bit of a heal added to it. We can now see that it also has a less than 100% chance to cure the various maladies that it does cure, but that's fine. One of the things we can do to compensate for this is upgrading it so that it does have a higher chance. But for now, we're not upgrading these guys too much, and the reason that we're not is because we don't want these guys spending too much money just to have them get killed, because people get killed quite often in this game, and that's something you just have to deal with. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into the ruins. We're going to go for a medium length one, or actually let's just check what the rewards are in any of these other ones. Does not look like there are any significant rewards for any of these levels in particular, so we're going to go ahead and stick with this one. I can't remember why he was there, but I think that's better. And you had pretty good abilities, so we're going to stick with that. Alright, and we got lots of claustrophobics in this. They've been getting screwed over by the, whatever it's called, I can't remember what they're called, Iron Maidens. But let's head on into here. It's a long mission. That should do. We're going to bring 3 shovels along. I found out that you can open up the lock boxes with a shovel. You just sort of smash the window in, which I thought was kind of hilarious. And we're going to take one of these, since I've actually been using these a little bit more because our sanity's never been that great. We haven't got anything that increases light all that effectively, so we'll bring in an extra 2 torches. Those will get used up pretty quickly, freeing up inventory space, so let's head on in here. Now, we've bought quite a lot of stuff, so we will have to make a lot of money to make up for that. I'm not too worried about that fact.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
So yeah, we already ran into one of these, and it's interesting. You can just go like this. Not that much. Does pay for the shovel, though, because those busts are more valuable than a bit of money. And we're getting some scouting in. Perfect. Okay, okay, we have to complete 100% of room battles, so we're going to go to this bottom one, since we have to complete that regardless. We'll go to the top room, then backtrack a little after we get those treasures. We'll have him do our traps, because he's the one who's good at it. Of course he fails. Fantastic. Well done, guy. Good job. Alright, what have we got here? Just a tiny bit of money. Let's go ahead and flick on our torch before we head into this room, because there will be a fight, of course. And let's see how things go. We've got a potentially locked sarcophagi. Alright, so in this particular case, I want to kind of finish off this bone soldier quickly. I was hoping for the crit, of course, as well, but we didn't get it. That's fine. A bit of bleed, it's not good. Coral, that's the really bad attack since it can crit on a ridiculous level. Graveyard slashing him, which is bad because he's already on significantly lowered health, and this is really bad if he doesn't resist it. Please resist it? Yes, thank you. Okay, so that saves us a little bit of time running around. We're going to go ahead and... Actually, yeah, we may as well bandage that. I should have actually saved that when we're bleeding more severely since they stack.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
But that finishes off that particular problem. We're going to go ahead and party comfort since we've got 3 people who are injured. That's 3 guaranteed. And we'll go ahead and try to kill this guy quite quickly here. Fairly quickly. 3 per round, he'll be dead from that, so that's good. Coral again, not a crit, that's good. Let's try and get a 2 this time, no. Alright, well, whatever. Okay, and he's going to die no matter what, so we don't have to worry about him, but I would like to get the sanity recovered from killing him, so we're going to go ahead and try.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And it's not bad to kill him with the, that anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and just chuck this right at her, try and get her burned down a little bit faster. And now let's just Zealous Accusation again. She's gonna have 1 hit point next initiative pass. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this again, since that'll make sure she dies. There we go.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
And this might actually kill him. Of course it doesn't. Fantastic. Okay, blighted, so he will die from that.
Press
Good, but let's get the sanity.
Give them no quarter.
Alright, so doing everything pretty well, but we're still taking pretty bad beatings. Alright, let's get that key. That is actually a really bad trade-off. It's one of the worst I've seen. Okay, let's go ahead, flick on another torch. I forgot to... oh, well, whatever. Doesn't really make a difference. So we've got a sun ring on this guy. When we've got high sunlight, this guy's got a big boost to damage, and since we've been running with mostly high values of light, that's been pretty good for us. Alright, let's see if we can surprise him. Nope. Alright, but in any event, in this case, I'm considering just going for the 1 or going for the crit. But our sanity is okay, but I could always get this guy's down a little bit with the crit, so... Nope. Alright, let's try and kill him fast then, regardless. I think that'll be short. I think he's got a little bit of health left after he takes the toxin. Yeah, he'll have 2 hit points left. Alright. Let's hope that this works better for once. Nope. 1, like, 4 straight times in a row. That's really bad. And he's got a hit point left still, so... It wouldn't matter if she got hit, because the damage is being spread around a little bit at this point in time. Alright. And again, just fishing for crits.
Obliterated.
Paid off. That's good. Did reduce his stress a little.
Blow.
1 again. It's every time. I wonder if they reduce the chances of her getting a 2-hit heal off on that. He's gonna live by 1 hit point. It's a little bit annoying, but whatever. Nothing you can do about it. He's just gonna bleed a little bit. That's not a huge deal. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and smack him. Okay, that didn't turn out great, but it turned out okay. And we got quite a lot out of it.
So too will resistance.
Right, so he's got a fairly high chance of disabling that. Good. Confession booth. Okay, so we bought a holy water so that I could do this if we found one. And that is a guaranteed 30 stress relief, so that's a discounted stress relief, ultimately. So it's pretty good if you have someone who's stressed going into a dungeon and you know that you're going to use it. Alright, so there's not a whole lot there. We're going to go up this way because there's more treasure. Those encounters are also, of course, worth a little bit of money. We are pretty battered up, and we're almost halfway through the dungeon, so we could probably go to sleep after these encounters. This one's not too bad. We're going to go ahead and not worry about crits right now since we've got so little stress right now. But, oh, that's not going to be... Yeah, that's a really bad hit. Okay. We're not going to worry about that right now since there's nothing we can do about it. But we are going to make sure that he has at least 1 hit point. Now we get a 2 heal. Fantastic. And we're just going to go ahead and try and kill this Bone Rabble before he gets to act. That will kill it because Blight. And this prevents him from death storing our rogue guy again. Looks like they're not going for him the second time, so we got a chance to heal again. And we're going to use Divine Grace this time for bigger heal on the one who's at death's door, basically. So, yeah, that's how the mechanic works when you go down to 0 hit points. You don't instantly die, but you do take a significant amount of damage to your stress.
A trifling victory.
And there are some other problems that are kind of attached to it. Okay, so we need him to eat a little bit of food. We'll give him those 2 spare ones. That's 9. That's enough to survive a non-crit for most things down here. And our light value just changed. That's appropriate. Okay, again, we're fishing for crits now since our stress tracked up just a little bit there. Stressful Incantation, that's good because it won't displace our formation. Run for the Old Gods is not too bad to get hit by. It's the Graveyard Slash that could potentially crit since it's got a bit of a higher crit rate than what that other guy was doing. So let's see if we can kill him. If he blights, that'll kill him. It did, so he's dead. Perfect.
A victory.
Now we can go ahead and cure a little bit more. Party Comfort right now seems like a better choice. 6 points, that's good. And we can go ahead and try and burn down this Cultist Brawler since... Ooh, nice. Yeah, we had a good opportunity for that. And let's kill this Acolyte. Also. Alright, so that worked out pretty well. Ended up a little bit ahead on health, although our stress probably went up a little bit in the net. We're making quite a good amount of money. Let's just check. Yeah, we've made back a lot of the money that we spent so far. Not all of it, but it's pretty good. Okay, and we're going to have to do some backtracking here, but we are going to go ahead and get... oh, more scouting. Okay, well, that's not too interesting, but let's go ahead and go in here. And we'll just check these and then backtrack. It is a big sanity drop to backtrack, so try and just sort of like inch forward here. Okay, that was pretty much worth it. It's going to cost us like 5 stress, 6, whatever, and a little bit of light, but that's not too big a deal. Okay, so let's continue on one more room, since we know there's no encounters on the way, and there's no encounter in that room. It's just this trap here. We want to cover as much ground as we possibly can. Now, I heard that you can torch these for sanity recovery. I'm not 100% sure that that actually is worth it, but because these aren't necessarily bad. Let's see here. You've got some pretty interesting stuff already anyway. Let's see. You're only a known cheat. You can get away with this. Lasting effect, is it good or bad? Good or bad? Nymphomania, that is bad if I recall. No, that's good. That, not sure about that. Alright, so... I forget if the correct term for what men get is nymphomania. I thought it was satyriasis. Or I could be getting them backwards. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and eat the larger amount of food since we've got quite a lot of food. That really helps out our health as well as our sanity. We're not very stressed, so we don't have to worry too much about that. We're going to go ahead and have him bandage up him, just that we're even a little healthier. You don't have to worry about stress. I cannot, unfortunately... Yeah, unfortunately, I don't seem to have anybody who can stop us from getting ambushed, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm going to have him clean guns. That's a really strong buff that you can use on him. Let's see here. This works really well for him, but doesn't help the rest of the group. We could chant to heal this guy a little bit and recover that little bit of stress, but it's not that effective. As you can see, he's not very religious is the problem. Bandit Sense... We're going to do that since I want those surprises. Those are always useful. And we're going to go ahead and just reduce her stress down even a little bit more. So that worked out well. Okay, so we have to rest now. We don't have 1 point, or we have 1 point, but we don't have enough to spend on anything, so... Okay. Yep, ambushed. This is why I like Sanctuary. I'll probably learn it once I get the chance. We are surprised, because that's how that works. But fortunately, that does not necessarily mean that I go last, so... we're going to try and just burn down the front 2 really quickly using AoEs, I think. Yeah, we should be able to kill the second guy pretty quickly using Zealous whatever. but having to get into this fight is real annoying. It's a bad place to do it. It's a bad place to be in it. Just kind of sucks. Alright, so slice and dice, a lot of damage, especially to this guy. Slice and dice again, and it's a crit. Fantastic. We're gonna have to party heal. Well, that's not good.
The tide turns.
Gonna have to use Zealous Accusation here, hope for a hit. And we don't kill the front guy, but the Blight will kill him, so we're gonna ignore him for now. Okay. Now the problem is that, like, this guy's death's still, well,
reeling.
fantastic. Thanks, game. He's bleeding, so if he gets hit, if his initiative comes up, he'll die. Like, that's just so stupid. Okay. Death's Door, okay, he didn't die from it. And if I bandage with him, he'll be fine, so... Gonna have to do that, like, right now. Gonna kill this Brigand Cutthroat. I think both of the guys that can shoot shot, so getting rid of him will help quite a bit. Actually, no, I was wrong. He didn't shoot. Okay. Right, well, let's Divine Grace him. Get him off of Death's Door. The grave can wait, indeed. Indeed, my friend. And let's try and kill this guy quickly before he Death's Doors my guy again. And this is the problem with resting, is that this happens.
They can be beaten.
The
light, the
I think
promise
that's right.
of safety.
Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so we're gonna head down here, and we're just gonna pick up this loot. Go down there as well. Map inside, so this will scout out possibly the rest of the map. And our job here is unfortunately to clear out all of the battle rooms, which we're no longer really fit for.
Even the
let's go ahead and
stone seems
chop
bent
down
on
that.
preventing passage.
And what we're going to do is we're actually going to head straight for the end objectives here without, while trying to avoid fights. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go through a hallway fight to get to that room, but it's not too bad a situation we're in as far as that goes. And if we do get there, we can actually go ahead and eat just a little bit more. Okay, and we do want high ambush chance here, 77%, that's good enough. And Brigands again. We haven't gotten a single surprise attack off this game. Alright, so let's go ahead and try and bleed him down, cause damage as fast as we can as well. We want healing badly. If we play our cards right, we can end up with a net positive in health.
Such a terrible assault.
Not if that keeps happening. Honestly, this is quite stupid. Okay, so they've added in a buff. People are now resistant to stuns once they've been stunned for one turn, so you can't stun lock people properly. Okay, blanket fire, that's going to be real annoying. If we can kill this frontline guy, which we can't because he's really quite beefy. He's at 14 with 4 bleed. He's going to possibly die here. Let's try and do at least 10. Yep, there we go, so he's dead. No further effort required. Divine Comfort, that means that we're not going to take any more damage this turn. Go ahead and throw this again. It's not likely to work since he's resistant to stun right now. But it did, okay. And that's going to help us out a lot in getting through this last little bit. Okay, so I want to kill the guy up front quite quickly. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I want to try to kill him before he gets another initiative pass. I do have to heal, though, more important than that, especially since he's stun resistant right now. So let's try and kill him. Nope, we're not gonna. That miss cost us that opportunity. Hopefully he'll miss as well, but... fortunately he shanked someone who had relatively decent hit points. But, yeah, it's not ideal or anything. And this guy's dead. Really? Okay, so... we need to heal again. It'd be nice if they shot at her, because, yeah, there we go, thank you. Of course, it's a crit. That's not great, but you know what? I'll take it, given the circumstances. Okay, so we've cured his bleeding, and we've restored a little bit of his health. The enemies are getting a lot of crits. It is really
Remind
nonsense.
yourself that overconfidence is a slow and
Unlock strong
insidious
box.
killer.
This guy is fine to do it. Contents are ours. A shovel. Okay. And we have to get in another room fight, which is not good given our situation here. Okay, so we've got enough food for one more round of that. If I recall, we can burn these. Oh no, okay, so we can only burn piled books. So, let's go ahead and just check it out. Volumes are dull and uninteresting. Fantastic. Okay, so that did waste a torch, which is unfortunate. We can still get to ++ on surprise. We should actually have bonus to surprise otherwise, too. But finally, that kicked in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just try and crit. He has got ++ crit right now, so he should be getting higher crit rates. Okay, we killed one of them quite quickly. We want to continue healing. But we also need to kill these guys quite quickly. Okay, so, there we go. Not a crit, but good enough. Getting this guy blighted is going to be useful. He's got a lot of hit points, so... Dead weight, that's a real annoying move to hit with, but at least it doesn't cause too much damage. It's not a high damage attack, it's the status effects that are really bad about that. Bayonet jab, okay, so nothing too scary here. If we do this again, we should be able to... Well, we matched the round. That's good enough as far as that goes. Bill needs a little bit more damage. That'll actually put him down to lethal. Bayonet jab on him, that's not good, but fortunately that other guy won't get another attack, so we can afford to heal up again. We've got this, like, one person who's just full health and everyone else is getting battered to shit. There we go.
This expedition at least promises success.
Now we have to backtrack a little bit. We might be able to make it through this dungeon. Like, it's close. Hopefully we won't have to eat again, because it's a little bit more efficient to feed specific people food as opposed to letting the auto do it. But we'll see. What have we got up here? Yeah, we unfortunately did get hunger. That's shit. Alright, stashed heirlooms. Take all of that. More busts. That's fine. We're gonna poke our heads through here and grab whatever's on that other side. Looks like books. We'll get her to do it. Passengers are unsettling. That's not too bad, given the circumstances. Okay, so let's back through here. And we're going to have to get into a fight, it looks like, so... just a bit short, so we'll do one more. That should bring us to full.
The path is clear.
I'm gonna let you eat the last ration.
Only the strength to follow it.
Alright, we've got a surprise round again. That's great. That's fantastic. We'll try and get more crits. Not getting them. Okay, we can go ahead and heal again. Keep our party healed up wherever possible. Let's go ahead and try and hit him. Nope, we didn't get it. But we do get the double there as far as hits goes. Okay, Grape Shot Blast makes sense here, even though we missed the ladder. That still worked out just fine. Eldritch Push, I don't care if he gets Eldritch Push, that's okay. 1 hit point of damage is not that bad. Does mean he can't do anything this turn, but there we go. Let's go ahead and heal up a little bit more. That cancels out the one he took at least. Not great, but not terrible. Okay. Let's cycle you back up there. Now here's the thing. This guy's by far the best at finding traps, but he doesn't really have the hit points left to do this that effectively, so... I'm considering getting her to do it, even though her trap abilities are quite poor. 25% on you, you're a little bit healthier, so I'm going to let you do it. Looks like you failed. Fantastic.
Curious
but,
is the trap maker's art.
You know what? It was probably worth doing it that way.
By his own eyes.
Alright, that's interesting. I don't need this medicine, so I can close that. Watch as this last room is somewhere where it would have been good to have medicine. Okay, so medicine is sort of for picking up things that are diseased and awful.
The match is struck.
Okay, let's go ahead and get in here.
A blazing star is born.
Surprise? No. Crap. Okay, Grape Shot Blast might make sense here, but I kind of want to do this. Grape Shot Blast is probably better in this situation. Then I can Zealous Might, or whatever it's called. I'm probably going to get crit by one of these blasted crossbows again. Their crit chances are way too high. Fortunately, the Bone Defender does basically always go last, so we've got a little bit of time to react. Hopefully we'll be able to stun these two guys, which will buy us a little bit of time for next round, which is great. That worked out fine. Zealous Accusation to kill the one guy. Oh, wow.
Strike.
Okay, that works. Alright, I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and poison this guy, see if we can burn him down quickly. Looks like not really, but let's go ahead and use that. Get rid of damage off the field as fast as possible, remove the ability for them to get criticals. There we go. That worked out well. I like that.
Beyond measure.
Okay, let's take all of this. Let's drop our shovel.
And the foolhardy alike.
And go ahead and pick that up as well. Heirloom chest. Okay, let's go ahead and take that. More paintings. That's fine. Okay. Made it out of there, despite the fact that we got crit a lot. Like, they crit us a lot there. Okay, we made a lot of money on that run. And we collected a lot of heirlooms. Look at that tally upwards. Holy crap. Okay, that was a good run. Yeah, resolve levels up again. So we're level 2 now. We want to keep these guys at level 2, so we're no longer going to adventure with these guys. This is really bad, actually. Minus 3% crit, minus 20%... more stress resistant than the... Plus 10% scouting chance on Danaville is pretty good, though. Alright, so we want to keep our light up, it looks like.
Once, our estate was the envy of this land.
Now, we have got access to this place now, again. That's actually really good, but it is too expensive for what it does, so I'm going to leave that be. There's also the Survivalist, of course.
At home in wild places.
And,
she is a stalwart survivor.
Reduces cost of training camping skills by 10%. Now, what we can do is we can unlock new camp abilities. I don't know if this is actually worth the cost, because usually the ones that you get are okay. So I don't typically feel like we need that. So we're going to avoid working on those for now. But we do have to start working on the sanity for our guys here. I could start using busts, but I want to figure out how much we can spend on upgrades first, because upgrades I typically find are more important. We can upgrade our weaponsmiths, so this we've got one of each, which I tend to like, because the upgrades in the blacksmith are really strong. We can go into here and check what we can do for the guild. Looks like we can't do anything other than reduce the cost of training skills, and the cost of training skills is not too terrible. But we're at the point where these guys, I feel confident I would want to use in a boss dungeon as my sort of perpetual team. That would be perfectly fine with me. We're going to move you here, because that's sort of more where you belong. I try and organize people in my roster here, like frontliners here. I should actually switch places with you two. Mid-range sort of here, and then backline over here. So we're missing kind of the mid-range, although Buki over here, Bushi? I don't know. He's actually quite good at all ranges, so that's the way those guys work. Let's head into the tavern, and let's see, one person is gambling, it looks like. Let's see if there's anyone interesting here. There is a jester. We can't unlock more slots, so that is unfortunate. Because we did just spend the last of our deeds. I don't really care about the Jester enough to kick anybody to get him. So I'm going to leave things sort of as they are, which is fine. Another Jester will probably come along, and if they don't, it's not a huge deal. They're not my favorite of things, but we're going to go ahead and let our people who are higher level... Wait, why can't you... You can only go to the Penance Hall. Fantastic. What we might do, actually, since we were getting these weird restrictions here, we might want to pay to increase one of these. Let's actually see. Are you a flagellant? You are actually a flagellant. Oh, crap. Well, that's not good, but the reason it's not good is because Flagellant is expensive. Let's go ahead and just confirm those treatments. Let's see if you can go to the cloister. Okay, so we just ended up filling out this place. That's fine. It worked out in the end. But I don't particularly need to send Dismas anywhere. His sanity is perfectly fine. What we're going to do now is embark our secondary team. As you can see, our ruins, we've unlocked the boss here, but... what the crap? Why is that level 5? Why is this... no, that should not be something that we have to look at. Okay, let's go back to the estate and level up all our people. We're going to have to spend another day at the ruins. I really wanted to go to the Weald, but this is a veteran mission, which we're not going to be able to do with our secondary team. Let's see if there's anything... is there anything really interesting that we could pick up potentially? Not really. So what we're still going to do here, though, is level up our B team just a little bit. Make sure that their skills are on par. I've got this bounty hunter here. They've got some interesting abilities, and they actually work really well in conjunction with an occultist, because the occultist can use the vulnerability hex to make somebody weaker and make them more vulnerable. I badly need to increase the accuracy on that ability. I would love to increase weird reconstruction as well, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and check this guy again. I would like to increase the accuracy on collect bounty. That's all he really needs all that badly. Everything else is kind of secondary. So by doing this, we've increased the accuracy up to 85. That's really good for us. I could start bringing in a leper just to level him up a little bit. He's got his self-heal. It's kind of wonky, but I mean, it's not the worst thing. You had... those abilities. Those aren't terrible, so we could bring you along as well, but we could also bring her along. What we're going to do is upgrade our healer as well. The healing abilities are always really good. Illumination is a terrible ability, so we're going to take Stun instead. And this last ability is just sort of an emergency thing. So that is probably enough money for me to be spending on skills for right now. I'll upgrade my good team after we do this particular mission. Now, I can't do too many of these missions because it will level up the dungeon. It's currently level 2, and I'm supposed to be slaying the boss right now, but I want to make sure that my team gets the respite they need. I'm thinking how many people I can bring here. You were good from... you could actually go in 2nd rank and be okay. It's probably better for 3rd, since then you can heal. You had a decent mid-range attack, and you could use Divine Comfort from there. So you could also use Illumination, so you're actually okay as a 2nd liner. And you basically wanted to be 3rd really badly, so we could let this guy be in the back, it seems. Okay, we'll go with that, I think. And that is going to be our secondary team. One of the interesting combos is using Weakening Thing. The Mark makes this guy lead do a lot more damage. It's quite a bit, quite impressive actually, how much more damage he deals. But this is again another day with camping, so we're going to go ahead and get quite a bit of food. A couple extra torches. We'll bring a key. Bring a few bandages, and we'll bring one of these. So this is quite a bit of gear again, and that cost us like 3,000 bucks, but we'll definitely make more than that on the job. So it is a worthwhile thing to do, and sometimes you have those things like extra shovels and extra keys, and that ends up paying you more than you spent on it.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar.
All right.
Now, foreign.
Medicine, that's interesting. I'm not sure what to use that on. Really.
Cruel machinations spring to
fast.
life with a singular purpose.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just use a torch since we're... they each increase your radiance by 25, your lighting by 25. No surprise, unfortunately. Let's try and blinding gas these two. That would be very beneficial. Perfect. Gets rid of those nonsense crits that they tend to get. I'm gonna have to heal him in particular, which is really quite bad. Let's try and kill the Bone Defender. He doesn't do very good damage by himself. I might have to Weird Reconstruction this guy and then use my Cleric for other things. Okay, so he's going to be bleeding. That's fine. Resisted, good. And we haven't taken much damage otherwise, so what we can do is actually hit the Bone Defender with this, and it will really screw him over. Of course, he dodged it. Should have just used... Well, actually, no, they're both kind of shit. Yeah, this is why I freaking hate these poor old guys. Okay, you need a vulnerability hex this guy just so I can kill him faster, and then you can heal yourself later, but I need to get this guy out of the way. Huh, still didn't kill him. Usually that deals, like, a lot more damage. Alright, we're at that point where Divine Comfort makes sense. Let's go ahead and do that. And, more Quarrel's not a crit, thankfully. Let's see, looks like they lost their stun resist, so I can go ahead and try and stun again. Good, we got that. That's gonna suck. Yeah, she's a lot less resistant to that sort of thing. She tends to get knocked around a little bit more. Good, okay. We're gonna vulnerability hex you. That's good, because our stress was quite high. And we should be able to easily finish off this guy now.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay. That's those stuns. Okay, we don't have much AoE with this composition, so that's a particular problem that we might have to worry about, but
as the fiend falls,
that was a lot of damage considering what that was, actually. That's the thing about those marks, they really increase the damage that you deal. Okay, we're gonna let this guy go ahead and, we could use... finish him, but neither of these guys are stunned right now. Let's go ahead and use this. Well, we missed regardless, so... And that jab, that sucks, because it's, he's fairly low health right now. I can go ahead and use this on myself, or himself. You usually net positive when you use that, so it is not actually as bad as it looks, like the bleed. Resisted, that's a shame. Let's go ahead and use Divine Comfort. Everyone's a little bit wounded. Brought everyone pretty much up to full except for our poor alchemist here.
Press this advantage. Give them no
Okay.
quarter.
And we should be able to take out this last guy without too much problems, because all he's got's bayonet jab. It's not that scary a technique. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, let's add to that. Yeah, let's not worry about that. Still end up healing a net of 6, so...
A powerful blow.
Alright, that was a good critical. Heal us with whatever the hell that means.
Mortality
Really?
clarified in a single strike.
Alright, well, whatever. Alright, let's just finish him off.
This expedition at least promises success.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep saying that. Alright, contents are mine. Some more crests, that's good. No scouting, that's bad. But you know what, we'll be okay. Alright, torch. We got surprised. Oh, man. Okay, let's go ahead and just clear out some of this bone rabble.
Executed with impunity.
Might as well. Forces one of them to use bayonet jab. I'm happy with that. Quarrel, on the other hand, I'm less happy with, but we'll have to probably bleed heal him, but I can't from here, so... Fantastic. You're marked. I don't have to worry too much about this bone rabble over here, so we're not going to. We're going to go ahead and just try and kill this bone arbalist as fast as possible. We are going to, however, continue our regimen of healing. Want to keep that up pretty consistently. Bump in the Night, I'm not too worried about. It's a weak ability. Let's go ahead and re-blight this guy. That'll stack it up to a 6 damage one, and that'll actually cause it to die. So we're pretty happy about that. Let's go ahead and mark this guy for future reference. You are taking 6, and you do have 6 hit points, right? Yeah, okay, good. So let's go ahead and vulnerability hex the bone rabble. Seems to have a high crit rate, honestly. And there he goes.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Calculating that sort of thing is a good thing to do. Okay, that's good. Will do. And these guys both being marked, got easy kills here. There we go. It actually literally doubles your damage when they're marked like that, so. Doubles the damage of certain moves, like the Bounty Hunters in particular gets doubled. Alright, that's pretty good healing. We're pretty close to full now. So, not going to worry about it too much. There we go.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I had it like this, I think? Something like that. It looks like nothing else in that hallway. Alright, so we have to explore 90% of the room, so we're just going to do the sort of wibbling and wobbling back and forth here. Go ahead and eat, that's fine. Already been looted, that's a shame. We've not earned all that much money, I don't believe, from this run yet. Nope, 525, and I don't think we have any gems either. Alright. Looks like time for another torch. I sense the work of spirits. Alright, well. Yeah, she's got that quality that makes her have morbid curiosity. Alright. And we still have the plus surprise, and we did get the surprise. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just thwack away at this guy. Don't have him marked yet, but that's fine. Okay, we do want to go ahead and mark this particular guy. That'll make him easier to kill. We want to stun those guys if possible. Looks like it's not. Okay, this one I think ought to be a good idea here. Minus 20% dodge on the guy that we're focusing down. There we go. He resisted the debuff though, so we'll still get to do whatever. And the march of endless crits. Let's continue trying to debuff this guy. There we go. Let's see if we can't just do that right this time. They resisted. Okay, I'm gonna have to bleed cure him, which sucks, but we're gonna have to do it. He just dodged with a minus 32 to dodge. Okay, he resisted the bleed, healed 11 points. That's why this is good. The bleed chance is actually quite low on that, so it's not too terrible. Yeah, for your occultist, bleed chance is actually a negative. Because you want him to be able to heal without bleeding near teammates. Okay, let's finish this guy off. Jeez. No crits. Fantastic. Damage is pretty evenly spread out through the group, so we can use the AoE heal pretty effectively. And let's try and just burn down this Bone Soldier to get these last two guys into melee combat. That's fine. He resisted, though. He is still marked. Taking down the damage of this guy might be a good idea. We missed, but that's okay. Let's just try and kill him. If he goes next, then he'll die. Nope, we're gonna have to... Let's just kill him. Yeah, I was worried about that. Whirl, a lot of damage. This guy's gonna go and just fall over dead.
A victory.
Not a big concern.
Perhaps the turning point.
Okay. I really wish our cultist got to go before him, but doesn't, so he won't get to use the advantage of the mark optimally.
Well struck.
There we go, that's good. Alright, let's start poisoning this guy, because we can finish off the guy up front pretty quickly. Just need one more axe swing and he's pretty much down for the count. Yeah. How much do those marks actually matter? I have no idea. All I know is it doubles his damage. He probably would have killed it without, but always better to be safe. Alright. You can actually afford to weird reconstruction her. That's a bleed, but it's 9 damage healed, so she's back up to full health and just going to bleed it off a little bit. Alright, there we go. So we're keeping at full health as best as we can.
So too will resistance.
Completely empty, that's fine. Any scouting? No, still no scouting. Traps, I hate those things.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Alright. Sentimental gifts.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of
we'll use that.
Otherworldly corruption.
Take that. We'll drop this since we just sort of found that. We don't really need it. And we haven't been really bothering with her bandages, so we're just going to take that. Alright, let's go ahead and light up things a little bit more.
The way is lit. The path
I don't think I needed
clear.
to do that, actually, now that I look at it.
We require only the strength to follow it.
Fighting here. We did surprise, thanks to all that light. Gonna try to keep that trend up. Just trying to get these guys from the back to the front as fast as possible, as always. We do want to mark this guy and make him easier to kill. Could go ahead and heal again. It's not really the optimal here. I'm gonna Hand of Light this guy in the middle here. If I can reduce his attack damage, that would be great. And we can just try and kill the Bone Soldier with Blight. He's blighted, he's dead. So if, well, if he hit, it would probably hit for like two hit points or something like that. That maybe. Alright, so the guy in the back is now forced to use Bayonet Jab as well. Instead of Coral. Actually, apparently they already cause like 1 point of damage. Fantastic. Well, whatever. Okay, I don't need to stitch anyone together again. Seems worthwhile to do this right now. People are a little bit banged up, but not too badly. Let's go for the Marks guy. Okay, well, I don't feel particularly like healing right now, so that worked out okay. I really do like the abilities on the Priest Vestal. Alright, perfect.
Creatures
okay.
can be felled. They can be
what do we not particularly need? I don't know if I even really want all that many crests. We want to keep the ruby because it is worth a huge amount. Jade tends to pile up, but we'll drop it because it tends to be a little bit weird. Let's check this suit of armor. What will probably happen is we'll get the Knightly Aura. We could actually stop a little bit and use up our firewood. That would be an effective way to gain back some of our inventory space. And we're also probably going to eat the feast-sized meals, so that would get rid of a lot of food out of our inventory. We'd actually be back up into full. No fight here. Alright, let's set up camp here. This seems like as good a place as any. That'll free up that inventory slot. We'll go ahead and hit Feast. It'll pretty much finish us, make us better. Okay, so... could use Wound Care, but that doesn't seem necessary right now. Don't remember if I can do this to all companions. Okay, that worked out okay. So, it's pretty expensive, but it's 5 to everybody. Those aren't very good. Let's just have people encourage each other. This is actually pretty good. I'm gonna have him do that. So he's basically healed up to full. He's got an interesting buff there. We also don't have the ability to decrease our ambush time with these, or chances with these guys, so we're gonna have to worry about that particular problem again. But hopefully it won't happen.
The match
Okay,
is struck.
you're lucky. Didn't get attacked at night.
Star is born.
Who already has claustrophobia? Does anyone here have claustrophobia? If anyone already has claustrophobia, please step forward. none of you. You have rabies, though. That's good enough. Now you have rabies and claustrophobia. Fantastic. It's not a terrible thing to have. As far as I can tell, all it does is make so that they can't do that particular thing sometimes. Okay, there's a treasure room over that way, but there is fights. Yeah, down to 70. Alright, just maggots and a spider, although, as we've seen, these guys can actually be incredibly vicious. Resisted, that's fine, not particularly care. Stun is pretty bad, however. They're going for the same guy, that's quite good since he's resistant, and as can't really get stunned again. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. This one's a little bit more high damage. Yeah, just barely. Blight for one, that's not too bad.
Be gone.
There we go. That's what you want to see.
Devastating blow.
Alright, vulnerability hex the spider. Let's see if we can't finish it off quickly. That's what we want to see.
Remind yourself
holy water.
that overconfidence is a
Okay,
slow
how do
and
we want to deal with
insidious
this
killer.
locked display cabinet? We've got 2 shovels. Yeah, I've got a spare shovel, so let's go ahead and do that. It's not a bad haul. Because this room is a treasure chest room, and I don't want to use up the thing that could potentially work on a locked treasure chest. This one might be locked, but might not be, so we'll see. Your skin burns, that's fantastic. That should actually be done just about now. Either way, we're going to go ahead and use illumination on this front guy. We want to burn him down very quickly. And by doing this, we make it easier for other people to finish him off, so case in point. But I do want a blinding gas here. Shoot. Well, either one of them would have missed, so it doesn't really make a difference. So we can curse him. That was 1 off on damage. That sucks. Okay, Tempting Goblet. That's going to do a little bit of stress damage. He's at high stress though. Well, she works fine in the back, so you know what? That's not too bad a problem. It also does protect her against the rending claws, I guess, which is sort of okay, I guess. Wow, that's really bad. Okay, rend for the old gods. I'm not going to worry too much about that. The Graveyard Slash is something that does hit a lot harder. We did really poorly, all in all, here, given what we had to work with. Is the damage higher on that one? No, they're the same. Alright. Tempting Gobleting a guy who's got pretty much no stress, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. No one's marked or anything, but let's go ahead and try and kill this guy. 1 hit point again. Fantastic. This is great. He works okay from back ranks as well, so I'm not too worried. It's just that these guys being up front is kind of bad. I can force their guys up front, though, pretty quickly as well, so it's not all bad.
A singular strike.
Well, that kind of feels like a waste, honestly. It's good that I got it, but it feels like a waste. Alright. Party Comfort's good heal. Alright. Let's go ahead and Weakening Curse. The Cultist Acolyte is the one I want to kill next because she is closer to the front. We're going to go ahead and try and kill her pretty quickly, but looks like we're going to need at least 1 good thwack from our bounty hunter, and it looks like he's not really up to the task. He's been missing a lot this session. Alright, a miss, and he's not using Tempting Goblet anymore, so we're probably okay. Ah, he didn't miss. Good. Good for him.
How quickly the tide turns.
Well, that's not good. Okay, well, he's off bleed. Can mark this guy, and that should make him pretty easy to kill. That 40 damage crit, holy crap. Alright, that works for me.
Wealth beyond measure.
Alright, so we
Awarded
basically
to the
got our
brave and
entire
the
information
foolhardy
completely
alike.
scrambled. Alright, let's open this up. Heirloom chest not locked. Well, that's okay.
Packs laden with loot.
Again, we don't
often
really
low
need
on
these
supplies.
jades, but it's worthwhile counting how many you're sort of leaving behind, because they do add up. They do add up. Strangely, I do want to keep that holy water. It would be a good way to keep our cultist from the brink of insanity here. And you'd be amazed at how badly I like using those confession booths with the holy water when I decide to pay for the stupid stuff. Okay, who here actually has trap finding? 10%. 40%. Okay, you seem pretty good at this. There we go. I'm not sure if it's actually a percent, or if it's some other calculation. Alright, more of those. Okay, well... we're going to drop our shovels, I think. And the reason is, I've looked ahead, and, like, it doesn't seem like there's one need for one in the upcoming few areas, so it's relatively low risk. Now, we haven't scouted all the way to the end, but we only need to do a couple more rooms, so having to dig by hand once is not going to cripple us too badly. Let's go ahead and just pop that. Eat. That's fine. We're down to just a tiny bit of food, so we could also eat to clear up inventory if this keeps happening. Okay, let's just have you. Take all the food. We don't actually need the anti-venom, we want the money. Okay, so we've got a pretty full inventory, and it's not like all stuff that we would have, we've had to drop. Like, we did drop a little bit, but we haven't actually dropped that much of the stuff that we bought at the start. We've used most of it. Let's just hope that we don't have to shovel anything on the way to the last little bit. We only have to explore one more room. That's all we have to do. So even if there is a shovel area, we're fine at this point. Iron Maiden up ahead. We've surprised these guys. It's good. We're going to go ahead and mark this guy for easy killing. Let's go ahead and use this ability on this guy here. Missed. Shame. Let's go ahead and try and stun those two. Give us a little bit of time to work our way back to there. And let's kill this marked guy very easily. Perfect. Marking targets when you can is a really wonderful thing to do in this game. Alright, stunned. Haha. Up yours. Okay, let's mark him. We'll make him easier to kill for next round. He resisted the debuff, though. That's fine. Go ahead and do this on him. Finish him off. Hopefully we'll be able to kill the Bone Courtier in one hit with our Bounty Hunter, excuse me. No problem. Perfect. Alright, so this guy... he'll take... I think he'll actually die from the poison. Yeah, he will. Okay.
Prodigious size alone
Light on the alchemist right now. Huge damage. Okay, the amount of money that we have in our inventory is ludicrous. Absolutely silly. Alright. We did end up having to throw away that stuff, but whatever. Honestly, at this point in time, we've made so much money. Like, how many... We've got 3 full stacks of the stuff, plus some treasure, including a ruby, which is really expensive. Alright, so we're technically finished the mission. We're going to continue on, since, I mean, we've got a lot of money, but we could always do with more. Alright.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
Look at that.
Now it must be carried home.
Oh man, we have used... Oops, that was the wrong guy doing that. Oh well. Okay, well, we can manage here. If we get a scouting here, we'll be able to see what's up ahead. Yes, we've got one. Looks like a fight and a thing. I feel pretty happy right now with the way things are going, but our inventory is pretty much full. I don't think I could carry any more loot. I mean, this is just pure loot, all of this basically, so... You know what? We'll go ahead and we'll do this. I don't really feel as though this is too terrible a decision. It is going to turn out to be too terrible a decision, but you know, it's easy skeletons isn't so bad. Let's just whack away at him with that because he's not marked. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and vulnerability hex the Bone Soldier because we do want to kill him next pass really quickly. Tempting Goblin, the same guy again, that poor sucker. So he's really stressed out about this whole thing. Clearly. Alright, that hit pretty hard, but nothing too bad. We can go ahead and just use Illumination to just wipe out this rabble. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and poison this guy, because I feel like we can one-shot the guy up front using the... Well, we didn't get the poison, that's fine. Let's go ahead and vulnerability hex this guy up back. We'll probably get to him soon, so... Knife in the dark, that's not a huge deal. What I'm thinking is that we should be able to wipe out this guy, like, in one hit, once we actually get around to hitting him. So... There we go, just in case. Never know when those lucky crits are going to happen. That'll probably be lethal. Yep.
Death
Ow.
waits
Ow!
for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Alright, well I think they're both stuck now with using the weaker attack, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and use this. Resist to the bleed, got a bunch of health back, good. Can't easily be death stored now. And this guy is just in trouble here. I didn't get the double damage off there. He's marked, though. Alright.
Glittering gold, trinkets.
Okay, I don't need
and
that
baubles,
medicine, so we're gonna close that.
paid for in
Look at all
blood.
this. Look at all this. This is absurd. This is amazing. Nothing inside. You know what? I don't even care. We're gonna head out of here.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
We earned like $10,000 on that run, and I can't even tell what kind of heirlooms these are just because they're being blocked by more heirlooms. That was an amazingly profitable run, even though I spent a lot of money before we went in. It was well worth it. A lot of stress for the characters, but you know what? That's fine. It happens. Okay, that is a ludicrous amount of stuff. Let's hopefully these qualities are going to be relatively positive. Wheeled Explorer. Here, Hieromania. Experience religious visions and delusions. This guy's clumsy. Okay, well, those aren't great. Those are pretty bad, actually, but we'll see.
Our family name, once so well regarded, is now
Danaville is
barely
feeling
whispered
strong
aloud
and
by
powerful,
decent
strong and powerful after challenging the flesh. Engaging flagellation recovered whatever stress. This is cutting off for some reason in this patch. Has gone on a personal vision quest to achieve enlightenment. Damn you, de Pasquier. Right, well, he'll be back eventually. So, our roster technically still full. We have not gotten enough to increase our hero barracks, because we only got 2 of those things, so we can't really bring in that Jester either, but you know what? We're going to be okay with that. Let's see here. We have got a willed mission that we could potentially go on, but at this point in time, I'm going to not worry too much about de Pasquier being away, and we'll instead think about who we could replace him with in a mission to defeat the boss. So we've got Reynolds, Dismas, and Danaville. Not sure what she was feeling stronger about from that last run there, but the 3 of them, and then we can find one more. Bringing Faceaby here might be a good, interesting idea, but I kind of want someone who's got an area of effect attack. Now, I could bring along our Leper. He has got Hue, which is a good ability as far as that goes. So I could put him and Reynold up front. The problem is if I get shuffled at all, that's going to completely screw me over. So this is going to be a fairly difficult choice here. These 2 have good AoE, which I'm going to have to rely quite heavily on, but I do kind of want one more. Let's see if we can find some area of effect attacks for somebody else here. Faceaby. Now, he has got Abyssal Artillery as an option, and that attacks the back 2 people. I need to be able to attack the front 2 people. So it looks like he doesn't have any options that do that. So let's go ahead and check this guy. That's back 2, that's a party buff, so That also doesn't work. I don't believe these guys have anything like that. Yeah, they definitely do not. Do you have any better attacks for this? What I actually like for this is the Grave Robbers. They're quite good for this. So what I can do instead is I can wait until this guy gets back, and while I'm at it, I can go ahead and do another mission with my replacement team, just so that I can sort of get a couple pages. All I need is 2 pages, so I could get that in the Weald. Going through here, and it would be fairly dangerous in the sense that these people don't have their sanity all in order, but if I don't bring Goodaville, I should be able to do it just fine. Even though it's a long one, that gives me the opportunity to do a sanity restoration job in the middle to really get Faceaby back into the game. So that's probably what we're going to do. This also gives us an opportunity to level up our leper ever so slightly. So those are all very important things, and it will get us those pages that we need to increase our roster. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Hopefully this actually recorded. If it didn't record, I'm going to be very unhappy. But anyway, this has been Darkest Dungeon. I hope you found this enjoyable, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.